Hello, James here. Um, I saw something that was really surprised. I'm glad that this content creator he addressed this issue. Um, I like this video. I use some of his videos sometimes, for commentary reasons. And he just got done talking about this one video called "The Ohio State Players that cleared." This was just today, and I did this. I was hoping that he'd get to this video, and I didn't get a chance to comment on this video. But I'm glad he hit this video, because this happened right here in Ohio. But I'm gonna let you hear this story.
This is the Patriot Power
And I covered it. I'm gonna let him cover it. This was he put it up I think sometime today. But I think about a couple days ago, a week ago, I put mine up, and I was really shocked because I was like, I figured he was gonna get around to it sooner or later, and I'm glad that he did. But
save when you order 4, so you can give one to friends, family, or even a neighbor. Click now to learn more.
I'm gonna show you his video, then I'm gonna show you what I was talking about.
Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so what I had to do for this channel is create an email list. The reason why is because due to the nature of the content of this channel, I don't know when the content is going to just mysteriously disappear or this channel will be shut down. The email list is just for the followers or the subs so that you know where these things are just in case this mysteriously happens. So just go down to the link in the description of the video, click join email list, put your email address in there, and boom, you're good to go. That means that I can also send you other information that I cannot post here on YouTube, and you'll also know where the channel is and where the content is in the event that it does disappear. Okay, let's go.
And I also want to lay a couple of other things down. You've mentioned it and you've mentioned it. Being married to a black person or a brown person, having brown or black children does not make you impervious to racism. You cannot, frankly, your way out of racism. And I also want to...
Okay. Send this story right here to your people. Send this to the young black men in your family. Maybe the young black men who may be going off to college, maybe in high school, the young black athletes, even if they're not an athlete or they don't aspire to play sports, just in general, everyday life, because this thing right here happens often, and we got to do some things to be more proactive, okay? So, back in the year 2020, we have 2 young black football players on an Ohio State Buckeye football team, both 21 years of age, by the name of Jason Went and Amir Reed. Okay, I think I'm pronouncing the names right, I'm not sure. But these 2 young men were arrested and jailed because they were accused of RAPE and kidnapping from,
They're not the only ones that this happened
one
to.
of the young groupies or whatever. She accused them of this. She accused them of doing this in their shared Ohio apartment, okay? And yes, this did happen while these 2 young men were players on an Ohio State Buckeye football team. Now, after this happened, after they were accused, they both faced 2 felony counts of RAPE and kidnapping. And the police in Columbus, Ohio, they alleged that these 2 forced this woman, right, to falsely admit on video that she engaged in consensual sex after these 2
Shout
men,
out to Runaway Slave for covering
her.
this.
Now, this young woman is 19-year-old white girl, okay? Now, after this happened to these 2 young men, the Ohio State head coach by the name of Ryan Day, he dismissed both of them, kicked both of them, Jason Went and Amiri, off the team immediately, as soon as he heard about it. Okay, so that happened back in 2020. Now let's fast forward.
I got the news footage too on mine.
Now
I'll
it's
show
time
you.
to go to trial. Just recently, about like last week, these 2 young black men were charged with this crime. They went to trial, and they were both acquitted. Both of them were acquitted. They did not do what this girl said that they did. Okay? They did not do what they were accused of. The girl was lying. It was determined that they had consensual sex. They had consensual sex with this girl, and she regretted it afterwards. So she went in there, being the little groupie that she was. She did something, and afterwards, she regretted it. Okay, now, these two young men and their defense team also accused this 19-year-old girl at the time. She's got to be what, 22 now? Something like that. They accused her father
I'm gonna show you.
of pushing
I
her
got one more
and the
video. I'm gonna show you
authorities
on my
to
video
pursue
too.
criminal
That
charges
goes with
against
this
them.
video.
Okay?
It's more to.
Now, there
They're
you
not
go.
the only ones.
The story goes that this girl went over there to hang out. She did the Becky groupie football thing. Afterwards, she felt bad. Her dad must have found out, and boom, let's accuse them of RAPE and kidnapping, okay? Because you didn't go over there. You went over there against your will. They brought you over here and they did these things allegedly, which turned out to be a complete lie. And these two young men, they were both facing 2 counts of RAPE and a kidnapping charge, and they were acquitted. Had they not been acquitted, they both would have faced more than 30 years in prison. Okay? Then they were kicked off the team immediately. As soon as this white girl cried and got upset, her dad got upset, boom, kicked off the team. Now, what's interesting about this is that these players on the Ohio State Buckeye football team were told by the program that they should get evidence from these girls that they were that the sex they had with them is consensual, or these girls consented to sex, to protect them from prosecution. So what's crazy is the program already knows that these boys are going to be lied on, these young men are going to be lied on, things are going to happen, and they're telling them to protect yourself, get these girls on video saying that they consented to this. Now, these two young men in this case, they did just that. After they finished with the white girl, they told her to get on video and say that this was consensual to protect themselves because they are players at Ohio State. They're on the Ohio State Buckeye football team, and they were told to do this. And they did that, and the girl did just that. You know what I mean? So, sheesh, that's wild. So, after this, right, the girl who was 19 years old at the time, she must have told her dad or something like that, and he was heated. I mean, he probably was a fan of the team also. Who knows? Now, what's interesting is that there's no article saying that this was a white girl. There's no article saying that this was a white girl. But why am I so sure they're saying that she's a white girl and I don't care? I know she was white. Well, they always tell you in the story. First, they don't give their identity. They don't give any identity. Second, these young men were arrested immediately, kicked off the team, okay? That's always a sign that she was white. Nobody listens to when a black woman in an opie white state like Ohio says she was RAPED. Nobody listens to a black woman who says that. So come on. And anyway, you notice the story said that when her dad found out, he pushed her and the authorities to pursue criminal charges. There's not a black man in Ohio that can push authorities to arrest 2 Ohio State Buckeye football players from something that they have no proof of. This was a weak case to begin with. And this man, this white girl's dad, he was able to pressure the authorities into pursuing criminal charges. That's how I know she was white. Because there's not a black man in Ohio that can do that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That ain't happening.
No.
This is clearly a white man.
Yeah.
So, Big Brad, he got upset at what his little girl did. Now, my thing is, I wonder how he found out. How do y'all think the dad found out?
I know
what
how.
Because it's obvious that
Somebody
this
she
is a 19-year-old white girl in
them.
Ohio. This ain't her first time doing this, I'm sure. You know, she's not scared of no big, strong, athletic NFL hopefuls to be locked in an apartment with him. She went right over there. You know, she's not scared of no big, strong black men alone. She ain't scared. So, how did her dad find out? You know what I mean? How do y'all think her dad found out? Like, what happened to where her dad found out that she went over there and did this? And
I'm gonna tell you how her dad probably found out. Somebody that they knew got back to the family member, and maybe he found out, and then he confronted his daughter about it, and then she probably broke down and cried, and he got super heated because these 2 big black guys got to her, and that just kind of triggered something in criminal lynch mode.
he wants her to, pursue criminal charges, and he's pushing the authorities to do it. He has so much pressure that these boys were kicked off the team, arrested, all that immediately. Weak case, barely any evidence, no evidence, okay? But, this girl, I mean, she went over there doing the the Becky groupie thing, that's an Ohio thing. That's an Ohio type Pennsylvania thing. Football, white girls, and young black men. That's how it is. I mean, if you're from there, get in the comments. If you're from,
Yeah. Yeah.
Pennsylvania, Ohio, play football, know about this whole culture out there. And I'm not saying this don't happen in all states or anywhere. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, in Pennsylvania and Ohio, that goes together. It's like, the brothers out there that play football, they love snow. They love the snow. They love it, man. I mean, it's almost like they put these girls right in their faces in their little hick towns they live in, back in these small towns in
Yeah.
Ohio and places like that. Then if they're good enough, they're good enough, they make it to the big school and they just continue with these white girls. But anyway, I'm happy these two young men were cleared. But just look at how their lives were destroyed. I mean, acquitted or not, they always did it. Just because this girl called them on this, and the authorities responded the way they did, the football program did, I mean, these young men always did it. They can get acquitted all they want. I mean, luckily they don't have to go to prison for 30 years, but, they were both trying to graduate and hopefully go on to the NFL. Now their lives were put on hold due to this white girl lying on them. It's that easy, y'all. It's that easy. This might have costed these boys millions of dollars, a chance to generate some money for their family, whatever they were going to do. They worked their entire life for this. Became, football players at Ohio State, then boom. All because you had to have a Becky come over. All it took is that one time. It wasn't the first time, but all it takes is that one time, And the thing is, they didn't do what they were accused of. That's the thing. Look at what she was able to do. Look at what she was able to do, and then you have to look at how could this have been prevented. And these young men did what the football program told them to do. They said, get a video, right, of these girls saying that they consented to what y'all just did. They did exactly that. Didn't even matter. Didn't even matter. Even with that right there, what they had. When a white girl says you did it, you did it. Trust me, And the defense for these young men says that they have no idea how this even went this far, based off all the inconsistencies and the BS that was in this from the beginning. It shouldn't have went past a local police report because it was BS from jump. It was pretty obvious, but that's how powerful, the voice of a white girl is, man. In these situations. Plus, she had her father, who knows what his job is or who he knows. He was upset. But I wonder how he even found out. People, get in the comments. Let me know what you think about that.
Like I mentioned earlier.
But how many times
He
have we seen
got
this,
back.
y'all?
Someone saw it.
How many times have we seen
Got
this?
back to
Just the videos that I covered, that I've created on this channel with some of the stories. Albert Wilson, a young black man in Kansas, 12 years for kissing a white girl. Nothing else.
I got a video on
Just
that
kissing
one.
her. 12 years they gave him. Sean Oakland, one of the hottest players coming and going to the NFL draft from Baylor, would have been a first round pick. Becky accuses him. He's acquitted, but he misses out on making his family millions of dollars. A chance, an opportunity to change, the life of his family, or do whatever he wanted to do, based off of his talent and hard work. Boom, that's a wrap. He's one signature away from making millions of dollars, y'all. I mean, when will we learn? When do they learn, y'all? When do they learn? I mean, these Beckys in high school and college are a trap for these young black men. They're a trap, man. And here's the thing, man.
We all want a home that's safe for our children, but there's one
Yeah.
danger that can hide in plain sight.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, man. Crystal Manger. Remember Crystal Manger? I have a video, two-part video on his channel about her too. She accuses the Duke lacrosse team of doing these things to her, right? She accuses them, and I strongly believe that she was telling the truth. The entire white community in the state of North Carolina formed Voltron against one black girl. I mean, all the way to the governor. The whole state went against her. The whole state, because she accused these dudes of doing that. Y'all see how it works? I mean, how many lessons will we all have to learn? I mean, you can do what you want. You know, when people hear this stuff, they say, "Oh, well, this, and that." Well, my thing is that you can do what you want. You can say, "Well, black women do it too," but let me tell you, nobody gives a f when a black woman cries RAPE or something. Nobody gives a f. One of these Becky's get mad at you because you have a new girlfriend or you stop speaking to her. You know, she's worried because all the stuff that she did and all the stuff that you might have on your phone or the things you know about her, she's upset. She's thinking, "Oh, boy, let me go to the police." And they know they can do it, y'all. They understand that they can do that. Now, don't get me wrong. These black young men are getting away with it more than they are getting caught and going to prison. I'm not saying those every time, but all it takes is one. Look at the damage that some of these girls are doing just because they're white and they can lie. But anyway, man, send this to your people. You got to be more proactive with your thinking. I'm glad that these young black men, these former Ohio State players got off, but you see how the team went against them immediately, right? It's just not a good look. It could be you. You know, they just got to think more, man. People got to get into these boys' ear, these young men's ear when they in high school, because this has become a normal thing. But anyway,
I got the other video of what happened to the young man from Miss Cabrero, Lisa Cabrero. He's about to sue the state of Kansas. What he was talking about, his case has been updated.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all might remember this case from 2019. I did a video on it back then when this happened. This is Albert Wilson, and he was convicted of the R word, and this is all behind a white teen that he did not know. He thought she was of legal age. She was inside of a bar. And I believe, if memory serves me correct, and I think I'm correct on this, he was a football player at the University of Kansas at that time, and he was a student. And he went into this bar. He met this girl who he thought was of age. She was 17, and I remember when this was in the news, people were questioning, well, what was this 17-year-old doing in a bar? She was underage. And they just kind of glossed over it like it was nothing. Well, it had to be something if you convicted this man behind it. But they tried to make us believe her being there was, oh, that's really not the point. This guy did something to her, and he maintained his innocence the entire time. I remember he never said, "I did it," or "I admit nothing." He always said over and over, "I didn't do this. I didn't do this." And so the conviction has been overturned. He's out of prison now. They had originally sentenced him to 12 years behind bars, and he said all he did was kiss this girl.
Just kissed her.
Apparently she reciprocated that kiss
A young
back.
white female, he just kissed her.
So
No oral copulation,
he has since
no
filed a
forced
lawsuit
sex.
against Douglas County District Court against the state of Kentucky for wrongful conviction and imprisonment. We have seen this so many times. You just can't even say nothing other than these are deliberate acts of putting black men behind bars that did not commit any crime. So Wilson was convicted of the R word back in 2019 with an encounter with a 17-year-old girl he met inside of a bar near the Kansas.
I was down to talk to my doctor about Rebelsis.
Ask your healthcare provider about Rebelsis today.
Girl he met inside of a bar near the Kansas University campus. And he was 20 years old at the time. He got sentenced to 12 years in prison, but always maintained his innocence in the entire thing. So last year, so remember this happened in 2019. So last year, which was 2022, the judge ruled that during the trial proceedings in the case, Wilson was denied his right to effective assistance of counsel, and he granted him a new trial. But in December of 2021, the Douglas County District Attorney dismissed the case altogether. They didn't have nothing. They didn't have nothing. They had to dismiss the case. They did not have nothing. They didn't have nothing. Trust me, if they had DNA evidence or anything that could tie him to the R word, they would have brought that up. They didn't have anything. They had to let him go. Can you imagine how ruined everything is for him? He was a student, and he went from being a student at the Kansas City University and being jailed to being jailed. Wow. So the case, excuse me, the case drew a lot of attention. Even some celebrities chimed in about the fact that he was being convicted. And like I said, and they kept ignoring the fact that this girl was in a bar at 17 years old. They were just trying to dismiss that. There was no way around it. Supporters believe Wilson's conviction was unfair because of the lack of physical evidence. That's why it was dismissed. And all white jury, mostly females, all white jury, mostly females, allege a racial bias from a problematic prosecutor, Amy McGowan. Wow, he went through a R trial, and he had a mostly all white female jury. Oh, well, hell, now you know why he was convicted of a crime and got 12 years. So now the judge and prosecutors are saying that he got convicted due to racial bias. Yeah, you would think the all-white jury might have a lot to do with that. Just look at the all-white jury historically in America, okay? I don't even think all-white juries should exist. This is not an all-white country. Just my opinion. So they admitted that the fact that they had a mostly female all-white jury, that is probably why he got a conviction, but there was no physical evidence of this R word even happening. Okay, so now Wilson, who lives in Wichita, is seeking monetary relief, tuition assistance, and participation in the state health care benefits program under state law. He is also requesting that the court expunge the case from his record. Yeah, I mean, that is a shame. Do you know that happens to a lot of men that were wrongly convicted and exonerated? Sometimes that stuff don't come off right away. You would think if somebody's exonerated, it's just going to come off. That's not always the case. Sometimes they got to fight to get it completely off of their record. Wow, I mean, what a terrible thing to happen to him. But we are in America, and we know what happens in their courts. Their courts are badly rigged, and it's not going to change. It's not going to change. But I'm glad he's free. I'm glad he is fighting on the grounds that he was wrongfully convicted and accused of something he didn't do. Seems to be the story of America, right? Jailing people that didn't commit crimes. Now, I'm not saying everybody in there didn't commit it, but when you start seeing a pattern of it, you gotta admit this stuff is being done deliberately. It's being done on purpose.
Yep.
Please please leave your comment.
I'm gonna show you the video that I did. That what Runaway Slave did. I did this about 6 days ago. It was not only those football players, but it was other football players, black football players, that was innocently found innocent. This is my video.
I think that the older athletes need to come and tell the younger athletes, hey, bro, do what you do, but be careful. Because you don't have like these brothers, especially young black athletes, because you're young. Outback. You probably know this guy, right? Ezekiel Elliott. And he was accused back in, he was accused by this girl at the time of domestic violence. But it kind of find out it was made up. Coming to find out that she had some issues, but it almost cost him his career in the NFL. And it was really something, because that was back in 2016. This was at Ohio State.
This is 7 days ago I recorded
the
this.
only player that got falsely accused. And the recent this happened, these guys, they were accused of kidnapping. They were accused of kidnapping a young woman, and they said that it was northwest of Columbus, Ohio. They claim that, it was, but to find out, they were Ohio State football players, right? Now, a lot of people are gonna probably think they got off, but they didn't get off. They got kicked off the team. But the later to find out, these players were innocent. Here's another player. 2 more players get accused of rape. This young man, whose name was Grant Conley, he was accused of rape. He was accused of rape. Later to find out, he was innocent. He was innocent. Innocent. I say this to say this. Young men, young black men, you gotta tell your sons. I understand when the first time when they go away at college, whether this can apply to any man, young man. But you can't mess with Becky Ann's daughter. You have to be careful. And I like when Dion kind of pointed this out. But I'm gonna give you the news clip of what happened. Because these young men almost got sent to prison for life. And we got to tell young men, we got to be careful. You can't do everything just because you get to a star status.
4 days after the rape and kidnapping trial began for 2 former Ohio
life that had been on pause. He plans to continue his college education. We also heard from the attorney representing Deshaun Lynn.
And a statement, attorney Sam Szymanski says in part his client is, quote, relieved and internally grateful to the jury for conducting a careful review of the evidence before reaching its verdicts of not guilty.
I want to say this, young man, be careful who you get with. And I think fathers, you go a young black father, and you got an athletic son, you got to give them that talk. Some got to give them that talk and let them know you can't be doing no knuckleheaded stuff like that. And watch who you be around with when you advise them to go to college, because this stuff has happened before. And Ezekiel, luckily, by the grace of God, he got a bottom. And luckily, he had someone to back him up, because there was some white students that said this chick has some mental issues. But in Connolly, he got up out of it. He was found innocent too. But I say this, you have to be careful who you associate with when you go away at college. You got to be careful. Young brothers got to be careful. Young bloods. Don't do that to any woman. But you better not do that to no white female. And even though we're in the 21st century, don't do that to any female. But particularly, do not do that to a white female, because they look for the slamming of a young black man. And this has happened before. Remember Brian Banks? Those of you remember Brian Banks, but I think it was a black female that did this. But you got it, and he lost about 10 years of his life. So I say this to say this. Even though the women be rubbing on you because you physically you get popularity, but brother, you gotta tell these young brothers that they gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, man, because they know that you NFL potential. You know what I'm saying? And they know. They know you NFL potential, and them shit's gonna be on you like right on rice when you come to a big school like Ohio State. And so you got a naturally talented young athlete, and a black athlete, he good. You need to give him that speech as young men, because you don't want to end up like that. And you make one mistake, little mistake, they kick you off the team just like that. So just be careful, and I think, I don't know, sometimes people don't tell their parents about because not everybody's fair, everybody's equal when it comes to something like that, especially.
Yep. Subconscious
But
racism.
that was something. Oh, I didn't know about this one.
Watch this. Watch what this young woman did.
But this, but yeah, this. In fact, it was on ESPN. The Karen Conley story. The rape allegations was untrue. lost his inner career. So you ever go to them big schools like Ohio State? Tell your young man, be careful. And he's actually gifted, talented at basketball, football, anything. He can't do everything like they do.
Just been filed. Cleveland police are investigating. According to the report, Conley met the woman in a hotel elevator and invited her back to his room. She alleges the rape occurred there. Friends of Conley who were present told police nothing happened. Conley is a projected first-round pick in this week's NFL draft. Bill, I will turn to you first and simply ask, what happens when this type of information surfaces the week of the draft?
Well, this is more than a rumor. There is some finding of fact involved. And the most important part of this is, as you assess the young man's potential to be on your team, the question of whether or not he's free to play is at issue here. So this causes people to readjust their thinking in many ways.
I talked to a couple different teams today. They were scrambling. One team was grabbing a few people and let's get together and figure out what we need to do to try to get as much information as quickly as we can and try to have as many answers as we can by the time we get to the draft. Because Conley was very likely to be a first-round pick prior to this news coming in. There's no really any character baggage or anything else that was lingering out there with him. He was considered one of the cleaner players in the draft and really was rising up draft boards to the point where I thought he had a chance to be a top 15 pick.
So, yeah, I don't know if he ever resumed his football career, but this is on the, prior to that. In Ohio, this kid been wrongly convicted of Ohio. That state goes back to 1990. It's an innocent project. But yeah, man. When you're a young man, you can't do that. A woman says no, leave her alone. And if she drinking, y'all at the bar, I don't care if she said that she would do anything to freaky with you. And she all over you and da-da-da-da-da. Man, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because if something happened, and not only in the case with Ezekiel Elliott, I forgot to mention this to you, the same girl told him, because they got into a disagreement, and she said, well, I'm a white woman, who you think they're going to believe? He actually, it was something sick on the level of that line when that incident happened. So, but I don't care, they could be all on you and say, oh, you cute, you fine, and this probably was the case, and they be all over. You can't. You have to kind of like no. Unless she's your study girl, man, gonna be your study girl. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Don't do any female, even black females, but you definitely don't want to do a white female like that. You definitely don't want to do a white female because luckily here, just by the grace of God, they had a good attorney to get him out. But it's like they stuff like this happen here, man. And when they slap, when a black man does something, it goes to 96 degrees. But here's another one. Here's another player back in. Oh, hold on. It's another YouTube.
A promising college football
see just a pattern with this? See a pattern?
With the backstory here. Hi, Trace.
Hi, Martha. At the time, Nikki Upino was attending Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut. She claimed the incident happened at an off-campus party that two Sacred Heart football players pulled her into a bathroom, took turns holding her down, and sexually assaulted her. Upino claimed she repeatedly told the men she didn't want to be there, that she had friends waiting for her outside, and to please let her go. Both men admitted having sex with her, but said it was consensual. The players were not arrested.
Obama.
And I know Betsy DeVos is working on a new set of proposals that will add due process, add the ability to raise the standard of proof, raise the ability to cross-examine and present evidence, review evidence. That does not exist in the Title IX concept right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable that no one asked you or the others your side of the story. You were told to pack up your stuff and leave?
Yes, immediately. Pretty much
Damn.
packed up my stuff that upcoming week, because it was on a weekend, that upcoming week, packed up my stuff and had to figure out what to do from there.
What's your next dream? How are you trying to put your life back together?
Well, really, from this, what I've been doing is just putting my pain into passion. And my passion has been music recently. I've been putting out a lot of music. I've performed in New York City. I've really been trying to turn my life around and put this into, use this situation to better myself. So I'm putting this situation into my music.
Does it make you think twice about your interactions with women?
Oh, no doubt. It gives me, definitely, I have, like I said, it's just some anxiety. And there's a lot of different things that go on now when I'm around women or when I'm just around any situation, just in any environment. Because I did nothing wrong, and then all of a sudden I was getting recourses as if I did something wrong. So
Lee, you're a good young man, and it's good to meet you. Thank you very much. I wish you luck. I wish you all the best. And thank you, Frank, for coming in tonight. Good to see you both.
I'm gonna stop it right here. That's my video. But all I gotta say is this, man. Be careful who you when you dating, just like you do women in your own nationality, especially, particularly in America with the white female. You see how this is a record of it. This is the whole record of it. Be careful by her character, who you get with. And I'm gonna tell you why this really happened. And the parent, somebody knew her parents, got back to her father, and when he found out what these guys look like, they're two black guys, and I bet you he seen freaking red. He seen freaking, but two black men, touch my baby, and that's why he did the way he did, and he was going to determine to cut. It's like a modern day lynching. When a white woman cries, all hell breaks loose. This goes back to all the way to the early 1900s. See, look at it. It's from 2016 to 2021. We got the same spirit of innocent black men going to prison, being accused of something, and later on fabricate that it was consensual sex. Then oh my God, what these that she plays victim and cost they scholarship. Brothers, be careful what kind of women. And like I said, I don't care what she would say. She would do something to you that will knock your socks off. When it comes to these white females, man, be careful. I'm telling you. Get to know her and shit, man. Don't be so quick to jump into bed. And especially if she's inebriated, she's high on any substance, do not lay down with her. Do not lay down with her. Because it's going to be like, oh my goodness, and then she cried. And now what does that say for a woman who actually did be a victim of sexual assault? What's going on? What these young women just did made for when a real woman gets sexually assaulted by walking down the street and some guy snatched them off the street, they're going to think about some case like this. These young women should be put to shame for that, because when a woman actually get assaulted, domestically violent and assaulted, they gonna listen to these Beckys out here that accuse these men. And this is one of the reasons why you give some black people say you can't mess with some white people. I'm just come out and say it. You can't Trust them. And there's some black people that feel like that. That's why there's some others. That's why, and I don't necessarily agree with Dr. Umar Johnson, but you give people like him the ammo, and give people, because when they see when young black men going through something like this, and that subconscious racism rises up, even though we all loving the same sports team and competing, or we on the same dance floor, soon as something happens, pow. Just we go back into our corners and we see race. We see race, and that's what happened. And these women, they know they don't even care. These young women didn't even care. They destroyed these men, and no matter what, they demonize for the rest of their life. They'll be demonized because some people, when they see black men, it's like they're looking at the devil. They program like this. They program, and no matter, it was innocent in everything. I seen this happen up to another football player that did something like this, and it was already proven. And he went to WashU, Youngstown State University. Them women, they tried to protest him from coming up there after it was proven. He didn't initially do it. And this is for young black men. I'm telling you, get them in high school. You know, I know it's a different generation, but we got the same spirit. We in a different phase. We in different ways of life. When it comes to certain situation, America, it will always see race. Directly and indirectly, they will see you. And that's true. What Runaway Slave was saying, that when it comes to young black women, if this would happen to, they'll rise up against. And I don't mean to make it sound like black versus white, but it's obvious. It's a record of this. I had to show the whole, going back 5-6 years, from young black male athletes going through this, and what they was gone, and then come to find out they didn't even do it. And come to find out this chick was, and what it is that they get hot, and some get hot because it's like these young 18, 19-year-old young women, and they know that their parents don't want them dating and messing around with black men, so they go all the way to college and shit. And when it gets back to them, their parents hit the roof, because they raised out in small maritime America, where they're looking at, if you meet somebody, they look like them. And it's the truth. You of all the men you picked a black man, and that's how they think. Their parents think like this. Like, Dad, why don't you get over that? We all people. No. But they can like sports with you and anything. They can love sports. They can love football, basketball with you. But the subconscious racist people see race. They see race. As well as a person who's racist. I don't think I'm racist. Just as long as you don't touch my daughter, I won't be racist to you. Long as you don't touch my niece, I'm not racist to you. But we get together, but they can shoot the shot at other women. But they'll talk. If push come to shove, they might be creeping on down low with a black woman or any other kind of woman. But when it comes to their daughter, that's a whole different ballgame. And their niece or their friend, I've seen it too many times in my life. They don't want to see you, and they don't want to see you with their women, especially their daughters. They say, and some people, I don't care what color he is. Bullshit. Some of them do care about color. Some people do care about color of skin. Listen to me. Some people do. I'm 54 years old. I've heard this all my life. I've seen it personally. I have been in some white people's homes, and they said it right in front of me. Don't you dare talk to a black man. Oh, you're disgusting. Don't bring one of them Negroes here. not Negroes, but you know the other word I'm talking about. Yes, there are some people are subconsciously the racist. And this proves it. That this girl, and then, oh, it was consensual sex. Now these young men lives have changed forever. That's why I made this video. Young black men, be careful, bro. Because the old spirit in America, it don't changes. No matter what year we in, what century we in, it doesn't change. You in a land that have done this. They have done this. It goes back to the 1920s when a white woman cried rape. Come to find out that it wasn't a black man that raped her. It was she got beat up by her husband. The whole town would alleviate this. And the justice system, the court system, rise against it. Because who's running it? White males that see their daughters, that see their sisters, that see their wives, and they see race. They see race. We still see race in this country. Subconsciously, we see race. We just cover it up. But now you have to bring out the evidence that it's race. That's all I got. That's pretty much what it is. What the brother was right. It is here in Ohio, man, and they don't get with you. I've been in these little predominantly white towns. I know how they get down. I know this from personal experience, and we get them, and they feel comfortable because you're the only black person. And then when it really let it go, the N-word and everything else flies out their mouth. Trust me, it's been said in front of me. Because I'm not the kind of person who would jump on you because as soon as you say the N-word. But they definitely, subconsciously, they see race. So I'm just saying, be careful who you get with. Like your mama and your grandma, be careful. Because there's some people, not everybody, but there's somebody, depends on who you get with, they will see race. They really don't want their daughters with a black man. I'm just telling you, subconsciously. And it comes out, well, I'm not, then when you put them on the spot, well, I think all people, God, because they've been put on the spot. And I don't care, they can go to church with you. They could be your neighbor. Just be careful. People see race. Here, they see it here, and they project it here, and they assume here. And they heard it from here about black people. Because they see it on the news. Bet you that's what it is. So now people are going to believe what they're going to believe. So even though these are good young men, good character, more character, and to her it was just something exciting because maybe it was something out of, ooh, would I like to be with a black man? And they know their parents don't want that. You don't lay down with no black man. Just, they don't want, some of them don't want no, you get knocked up and bringing a little precious baby home that's two different nationalities. Fact. And then only that, if that does happen, they'll put it, some of them who have still got that inter-race initiative goes right into the mixed child. They'll be calling the N-word right in front of your child, your mixed race child. Tell me if I'm lying. That's why I said be careful. Brothers, listen to me. I'm telling you, I know from personal experience. I know how some people get down. I know how the indirect racist people are. That's why I can speak this on a personal level. I have white people that said this in front of my face, how they truly be like that. And I've heard them talking to them. I wish you, that is so disgusting. You dated some black man. You be like, wait, they're human being. They see color. They train to see color, and they're gonna perpetuate it. Now, I'm sorry this is gonna offend somebody, but this is the truth. You got to know the truth. What's going on? How the way this world operates, and people put a smile on their face. They'll smile and they smug in your face. But here you take down walking down the street with Becky and the blonde in a little country town in parts of Ohio, you're gonna get them eyes. And something like, oh, and especially when it's predominantly white, you're gonna really get the eyes. They're gonna be like, and they're just gonna stare at you. And you get a good idea what type of town you in. That's what I say. Unless she gonna be your don't be going around getting with every white female, because you don't know how they are psychologically. Are they with you for you, or are they with you for a fetish? Or are they with you for the person? Real talk. So this is a lesson learned. Share this message, man. This is a record of on to continuation of his video. Be careful, brothers. That's why some black people have told you. Not saying, and again, it's not every white person, but you got to know what the signs are, what the code is among them. That's the code. And you kind of dump off, and your girlfriend's relatives got that, be saying the N-word, whatever, and you'll have child who's part her and part you is the black man. They gonna say it. They gonna hear a whole lot of it. I know how to get down. I know how to get down. I know the code, because I've been around them. And when they feel comfortable being who they really are, some people, they really show the inner, when they see race here, they see it here. So you guys be careful. Black men, again, be careful. I used to think, well, people are just people, yeah, but watch what kind of people. You just like you're suspicious of your own, you gotta be suspicious of them. Don't let your guard down. Don't let your guard down. We in the last days. So I hope this get in the message. And yeah, please pay attention. If you're African American family, give your son, especially your sons and nephews that talk. Young black men need to know what's really going on out here. Not everybody finds you equal. Till next time, you guys be blessed and take care.